listening to State of Obscurity.
All right, everybody, what's up? Welcome back. Another episode of State of Obscurity. You already know it's me, your boy Big Chile. I got here with me Sticky, Mr. Sticky. No Alex today. He's at work, unfortunately, but we're gonna do a little something before the year's over. New Year's Eve, right? Are we? Is this? No, tomorrow's New Year's Eve, but this is most likely gonna go up tomorrow, so it'll be New Year's Eve then. Yeah, just want to hit y'all a little bit of something like a year in review. Talk about maybe our accomplishments and our future goals. You know, got the new year coming up, so everybody's about that. What do they call it? The resolutions. Yeah, so we got a little bit of that going. But first of all, how you been, bro? Yeah, how about now?
Been doing the same old, just trying to figure some things out for myself, but same old working, trying to get some extra income. Lifestyle changes. It's a lot going on, but I hate to say the new year, new me shit, but I feel like it's kicking in a little early for me.
New year, new you. That's what it's about, right? Like, just, I don't know. I mean, do you think it's necessary every year? Well, I guess that makes sense, because I remember hearing a story about it was either Honda or Toyota. It was one of those guys. I think it was Toyota. What he started doing, because I guess their company was going under for a little bit. What he started doing is, instead of changing the company drastically, every year he set a small goal that he knew they were going to be able to achieve. So every year he set that small, tiny goal. Eventually, we know what Toyota is now. Toyota's like a juggernaut. They make one of the best. I don't know about now, but Toyota Corolla.
Every time I see the cars, especially the new models, I'm always like, it look kind of cool.
Oh, the new models, yeah. But I mean, like, the longevity. I know the older ones were probably like, the old school, like the 80s.
Oh, yeah.
Sometimes you still see some of those rolling around. So I don't know about now. Now everybody's changed their practices. Now it almost seems like everybody's trying to make some shit that's disposable.
Yeah.
Just use it for a year, and then you got to buy another one the next year.
Fuck all that, though. I'd be riding my cars to the fucking...
The wheels
fall off. Yeah, exactly. I got time to keep paying no car notes.
Yeah, that take it from me. Anybody is willing. There has to be like a certain percentage, right, that you have to consider. Because if you're just barely making it and you're like, I want to get a car, it's not going to feel that good. I feel like you should probably be making double. If you want to get a car, you should make sure that you're making more than double the amount to be able to support it for emergencies.
For sure. I agree.
Something like that.
But don't take my advice. I never bought a car off the lot. I always bought cash cars. So.
Oh, you never had a note on a car?
No, I never have experienced the car note.
It's good.
And I don't know. I want to. Not that I want to experience a car note. Like, I would like a brand new car off the lot with like 2 miles on it off the showroom floor. But at the same time, it's just like it's a whole lot of financial
commitment.
Exactly.
Yep. So big ass commitment. You have to tell yourself, like, for the next 5 or 10 years, I'm locked in, and every month I have to pay that. I think it's better to try to save and I guess do the old school, even though saving 20, 30,000 sounds like a lot, but I think that's the better option, right? Saving as much as you can and then just put it down, because usually it comes out cheaper.
Yeah.
According to some people, you go in with cash, they'll, you get reduced not reduced payments, but they'll knock off some certain money off the top of the loan.
For sure.
But
yeah, it's the end of 2022, so
2022.
What's one of your earliest memories of the year?
This year?
Trying to think, like
on the podcast or in general?
In general. Like, what's one of the first things you remember and you're like, the fuck?
What's crazy is how I've done a full circle this year, because the job that I'm working at right now was a job that I left earlier this year. And it's just crazy to me to think, it kind of feels fucked up, but life is, right? Shit happens. But I definitely feel like I took for granted what I had at that time in chase of more. And
Right.
I kind of paid the price, but now I'm back to where I started, which is fine. It's cool, right? It's good to sometimes press that reset button, as shitty as it feels, but one of those things that as long as, you're living and breathing, you're going to be able to make it. How about you? What you think?
Same. Not that I had like a total like 180 or nothing, but it just a lot happened. A lot of changes for me, so just kind of adjusting to the new lifestyle or whatever. But it's all good. I embrace it fully. I'm ready for a changing myself, changing my life. So just trying to attack it the best way I can.
Yeah.
It can be kind of confusing sometimes, but
yeah. Because you did have a drastic change this year, right? But this is like a little later in the year, right?
Yeah, later in the year. But it went from me just basically sitting at home all the time, all day, just playing games, to now I rarely even turn on my shit. I just kind of, not that I be ripping and running the streets, but I just be out and about.
Yeah.
So
a little more social,
a lot less drinking.
Did you think when the year started, I mean, we kind of know the answer to this question, but I'm going to still ask it. Did you think that this was the path your life was going to take? Or did you think it was just going to be another regular ass year?
Yeah. I thought it was going to be another regular ass year. I thought I was going to actually go and get married, but
oh, that's right.
none of that shit actually happened, so.
But that was the beginning of the year too, huh? You were planning?
I had been planning, and it was supposed to happen in November, so last month. But things happen.
Yep.
And yeah, like I said, it's just not that I'm shocked or anything, but it's just completely different than what I expected my year to be like. But it's all good. It's
life has a way, right? One of the most dangerous things, and I say dangerous, but I don't mean like in a negative way. But at the same time, it just depends on how you process things.
Right.
But one of the most dangerous things that you can say to life is, I want to change, because life will give you, it doesn't matter, right? You can think that you're living comfortably. Life will come in with something and completely change
your whole plan.
it'll fuck it, not fuck it up, but it'll just throw you for a loop.
Yeah, straight up.
And if you don't know how to process it, you'll go down a very negative path. But as long as you just try every day, just try to make through it. Because there was situations, even as early as last month, the things that I was talking about on that other episode,
right,
where I felt like quitting. Now I'm feeling better, but it felt like shit, bro. For that month and that episode, I just felt like I had no path anymore.
Yeah.
And now I'm kind of seeing it right now. I'm a little more excited about this new thought that I'm having.
Yeah, it is. It can be very exciting. Sometimes change can be exciting.
Yeah.
And a little bit motivating. Set you down to, you're trying to mold something for yourself and get things on track for yourself. And you can see the things kind of aligning a little bit ahead when you start planning it out. Yeah. So.
Yeah, I hope. I know we have an older audience, but if for some reason some teenagers, because we know what it's like to be a teenager. I know a lot of times it almost seems like grown-ups or adults forget what it was like to be a teenager, but it everything seems so stressful and so hard, depending on your circumstances, because some people are out here living an easy life as teenagers, but if you're having it hard, sometimes it feels like you need to give up and you don't want to do. But literally, sometimes all it takes is for you to just continue and just wait till the next day and the next day. Eventually,
every day's a battle, kind of. So you got to just fight through it, fight through those negative thoughts or whatever you got going on, and just know that tomorrow's a new day. So it's kind of the stuff that Alex be saying, really.
Super positivity. We're about to. I think we're about to super positivity too, but I think we also understand that there's days you can't help it.
Yeah, straight up.
There's days that it just, and I feel like not to badmouth Alex, and I'm not at all. I'm just saying there's times where you can't just be ignorant to wanting to be positive all the time, because sometimes you have to be in that negativity to realize why you're there and how you can improve your circumstances. Because if you ignore those situations, it almost feels like you don't learn anything from it. It's like you don't learn from your consequences, right?
Yeah.
So it's like I'm gonna be a little extreme, but it's like somebody that murdered somebody, right? And they're going to jail, and they act ignorant to the fact that the situation that they put themselves to. They're just looking at the whole thing like, so whatever, I don't give a fuck. Those people are the people that they're never going to learn anything from the experiences. But and this might be a little inflammatory, some people might not like what I say, but there's people that are in jail right now that have murdered people before that I feel like they have reformed, right? They learn from their mistake, and it takes time and it takes a lot of pressure, but I do feel like some murderers in there might actually regret what they did, and they're changed people because they delved in that negativity and that obscurity of their mind, and they figured out what happened, right? And they changed their ways. So
you think this is probably a little bit off topic, but you start talking about murder, and we watched. I was watching a little like a crime documentary kind of on this guy when he was like maybe 10 or 11. He murdered his dad.
Damn. Oh, I was watching some
shot him in the head
too.
with a shotgun, and but he did it because his mom, or no, he did it because his dad's girlfriend wanted to collect the life insurance policy. So she kind of influenced him to do it.
I think I saw this, to be honest.
This happened in Ohio, I believe.
Sounds very familiar.
Do you think that...
Was it the TikTok couple?
Nah, I don't know. I don't think it was a TikTok couple. This happened in... This probably happened a couple, like, years ago.
Oh, okay.
But you think kids are easily influenced to murder?
I think depending on the mentality, yeah, because... I think it really just depends on the mentality of the person. But there are things that could really push, a kid to murder. But I don't think it's necessarily something like, because they used to say video games, right?
Yeah.
So many kids play video games and they're not murderers. I think it just takes a certain mentality and a certain situation for that to happen.
He was like constantly getting abused by the mom. She was threatening like, I would like. She was saying stuff like, if you tell anybody, I'm gonna burn your private parts and shit like that.
See, yeah, in those situations, plus somebody from the outside influencing you, I can see why somebody would.
You think so?
Do something.
I don't know. I was kind of the whole time I was watching. I kind of was like, I don't know. Maybe this is just the way my brain works, but I was like, I don't feel like we're getting the full story with that, but because I'm like, I don't know, man. I just don't feel like let's say I was in that situation, like, yeah, I would probably be scared and all that, but I don't think I would just have the guts to still do it. Like, I don't think I would be able to just straight up murder my dad with a shotgun in the head and just be like, it was an accident, and hold it in for years and years. And then the guy finally came out, like, he was writing a school paper, and they're like, I guess the assignment was like, oh, tell us a secret that you've been holding in all your life or something like that.
Oh shit!
And then, so he confessed right there in the school paper.
This guy,
and that's what I'm like, yeah, I don't know, it was just weird to me. But the court, she was supposed to be in there in life, but then they had a retrial because they're like, oh, we don't feel like the kid was being truthful. So now she's on parole. She's supposed to be getting out. I think she's supposed to be getting out sometime next year. So I don't know, but yeah, that just kind of, I was just watching it and I was like, I don't know, it's probably fucked up. Like, you know, rest in peace to that dude's dad. And I know the dude probably went through a lot of trauma with the mom abusing him and telling him all this shit. But
yeah,
I don't know, man. Sometimes it's hard to believe. Sometimes I'm just like, maybe there was another motive, because he was like that she was trying to buy his love, that because they did get the insurance money, and she was buying him all this shit. She bought him like old school sports cars and stuff like that. And but I don't know. I was sometimes I don't know. I'm just like, why didn't he just say anything at that point? Like when she was abusing him, he could have went to school and said that at the school. Maybe, you know, they would have looked at him funny or something. But it's like, yo, like, I'm getting abused at home. Even he went to school one day, he had a turtleneck on because I guess the mom was like choking him and stuff. He had like bruises on his neck, and the teacher was like asking him like, hey, it's hot out here. It's like 80 degrees. Why are you wearing a turtleneck? So it's like, I don't know.
I think there's many instances where even the public education system does fail kids.
Oh yeah,
and they overlook a lot of things because it's like, it almost feels like a burden to them. Like in that case, that documentary about that one kid that was just constantly getting abused.
Yeah.
And the parents made him eat kitty litter. It's on Netflix.
Oh wow!
It was that one famous one.
Oh no, I never heard of that.
I can't remember what it was called, but and they would shoot him close range with BB guns. He had BB pellets in his skin.
His parents was doing that to him?
Yeah, his mom and his stepdad. But the mom would kind of be like, you know, they were just in it, right? They didn't give a fuck about the kid. One of the teachers would try to speak up, or she would make comments, and it almost felt like it was a burden. It was like, you know what, it's whatever, you know, we'll make a little notice and that's it. So I think public, especially in the public education system, a lot of times does fail kids. Now, I don't want to necessarily blame them, because there's a lot of issues when it comes to the whole public education shit. You know, you got money issues, and you got, sometimes they're hiring teachers that don't give a fuck about these jobs, right? They're literally there just for a check. That's why you get a lot of teachers that abuse kids, and sexually and physically, and you get all these issues. So I just feel like there's situations where everybody just fails. Like, how can I say, like in every circle, he's being failed, right? As a kid, right? If he was being abused, it would have only took that one person to stand up and actually do something about it. But everywhere he was going, it was just failing. So his last option, I guess, was just pick up a gun and shoot. Right? I was looking at a story about a kid also. He shot his parents because they took Halo 3 from him.
What the fuck? That sounds like there's two stories that happened back in the day where one kid, he lost in Madden, so he killed he shot somebody.
Yeah.
Killed somebody, and then
he killed the person that beat him, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like it was like his friend, or even it wasn't brother, right?
I want to say maybe it was his brother. It's the same story, kind of like somebody killed his brother over a fucking ham sandwich.
Again, yeah. Oh, a sandwich?
Yeah.
God damn.
Like, that's fucking wild.
It's crazy. I do think in these situations the guns make the difference, because it's so easy. Like for that kid, the Halo 3 kid, I think the quick story was that he was sent to a friend's house over the summer. Not sent, but he spent some time with his friend.
Yeah. For
like a month during summer for some reason. And the whole time they were there, they were playing Halo 3, so he fell in love with the game. Right? He ended up, his dad was Christian or religious, so he didn't like those games. Well, at first he bought it for him, and then when he saw the rating after he bought it and he was playing it, I guess he looked at the rating and he saw that it was violent and gore, and him being religious, he's like, oh, we don't allow that in this house. So he got rid of the game. He threw it out or he burned it or some shit. This made the kid mad. He went over to the friend's house and, he would play there. His parents wouldn't give a fuck. His friend's parents would let him play all day. And I guess they made up a plan to where he was going to get some money, and then he ended up buying Halo 3 again and would play it secretly right in his house. Then his dad found out again, and they did this, he did the same thing again, but I guess he put it in a safe. He grabbed that other game he bought and he's like, I'm gonna put it in the safe. Now that safe, he also had a gun in there. So the kid, I guess he was all tired of this shit, right? The case was like a digital. So he figured out the numbers on it. When he opened it, right, he grabbed the Halo and the gun was there. So maybe he had planned this, or that's when the ideas came. He grabbed the gun, he went to the living room, and he told his mom and dad, he was like, close your eyes, I got something for you. They're like, oh, okay, they played along. Fucking shot them both in the head.
Damn.
So I think this is also where the gun thing comes into play, right? All these people that fight for, the gun. I get it, right? Gun rights. But a lot of people don't understand how easy sometimes it is for a kid. If you do see it in a game, I understand what they talk about, like the violence in video games. You do see it in a game, and I can see how a kid would want to pick up a gun and they'll shoot it because in the video game they saw it. And I feel like it, in a sense, it makes it easier for them, right? Because if you put a knife, that kid has to be real crazy to stab somebody to death, right?
Yeah.
Which has happened before, but you got to be off some shit to want to stab your parents to death. Shooting, as fucked up as it sounds, is like the easier alternative.
Yeah.
Because it's just, pow, pow, that's it.
Quick.
Stabbing is like you hearing and you looking at the motherfucker scream and shout and fighting you back, right? You on something else if you stabbing somebody to death. That's some crazy shit, but yeah, that's my thought on it. I think guns definitely make it easier. The situations that kids are put around sometimes, and their just mentality. Because you got kids out here that are put through some tough shit, but they got a real tough mentality and it doesn't break them.
Yeah.
But then you got kids that are literally spoiled, bro, and they still do some fuck shit.
Mm-hmm.
So, just depends on the personality.
Well, that was a little off kilter, but definitely, I feel like we're talking about a year in review. Definitely guns will be on our list. Like, you already know how we feel about that. We know about, the Uvalde shooting, the Buffalo shooting. All that shit was kind of real messed up. And like Chile said, we understand people want their gun rights. I'm not going to sit here and preach to you about it like I've done before, but we just got to learn to be responsible. Kind of find a common ground with that shit, I guess.
Yep. Especially with a kid in the house, man. That kid, they're easily influenced to a certain extent, right? And I mean, I'm not saying that any kid, that's in the house that has a gun is going to shoot you, but the chances are more, with a gun in the house, the chances are more probable that something might happen, right? That's why I feel uncomfortable around guns, right? And maybe I sound like a fucking snowflake, but I really do. I don't trust them. They can misfire, whatever, anything can happen when you got a gun in the house. And yeah. That's what I was doing Christmas, bro. I was watching a lot of murder shit. There was an incident in Africa, in South Africa. It was bad. I sent y'all one of the clips, but I didn't want to send y'all the other clip because the other clip is literally people walking around with their skin burnt off.
Damn.
Yeah, there was a tanker that got stuck a gas tanker full of gas, got stuck under an overpass, and it started leaking. Right, the gas has a little vapor that builds up. It's leaking that vapor. And anybody that works around that, maybe you're a fireman or you know about that shit. You know that when you have those gas vapors, any little ignition could set it off. Even somebody turning on their car, the spark from the spark plugs or the battery can set off this fucking fire. So, this truck was under the underpass. It was leaking. They blocked off the underpass, but the streets was full of people. And everybody was just looking at it, recording and shit. And I guess it just exploded. Oh. Now, the fact that it was under an underpass, it channeled that fire both ways. So back and front. It wasn't like an explosion. It was more like a spread, right? And it fucked up a lot of people.
Oh, that's a lot fucked up.
Horribly. And then one thing I learned from Reddit was that somebody that has more than 60% of their body burnt is most likely not going to survive. It takes a lot for them to survive.
For real? I didn't know that.
And another thing I didn't know is when you get a 3rd-degree burn, you don't feel it. Even though it looks painful, you don't feel it because it literally burns off your pain receptors immediately. I was like, what the fuck? So you're literally just, you could stand there and be like, oh, fuck, I just got burnt. Like, you're going to feel, I guess, like your other skin.
The heat, yeah.
But on that area, you're not going to feel nothing.
Damn. That's a terrible way to go. That's one of the ways I'm like, bro, I would not want to get caught in an explosion, die in a fire or anything like that.
I'll show you the video if you want to see it, but yeah. It's insane, bro. It's crazy. But yeah, I was during Christmas. I was just, I don't know why I was just watching this shit. I got a morbid curiosity sometimes, and it shows through.
Let's talk about some of the most hated people of the year.
Kanye West, number one.
We got Kanye. We can make a list right now. There's Kanye. There's probably
Tory
Lanez.
Andrew Tate.
Yeah, Andrew Tate. And then he just got busted. Well, both of them got busted. Andrew Tate and Tory Lanez. Tory Lanez. I always came on here and
Bro, you just mentioned that, right? Hey, bro, this shit happening to celebrities.
Yeah.
Celebrities getting locked up. Celebrities disappearing. Damn.
So I kind of came on here. I was talking about that Tory Lanez and Megan Thee Stallion stuff, but ultimately he was found guilty. And you know what? Fuck it. If he shot her, so he deserved to go to jail. So fuck it, man. It is what it is. Then he was over there. He had a phone conversation leak talking about he was drunk and he was wilding out and he didn't know what he was doing. But fuck it, maybe him and R. Kelly share a jail cell and they'll come out with an album or something.
Yeah, it's one of those things where I kind of appreciate where I'm at because just imagine having all that money and have it taken away just like that, right? How long is he doing?
He could get up to 20 years, I think.
Okay. So he's not, I mean, I guess, well, if he gets 20, then I don't want to say it's over for him, but
it's pretty
20
much
years
over,
is a lot.
Yeah. Time.
You'll still have some money when you come out, right? I guess, right? Whatever he saved up, and he'll be able to like retire. But still, it's like you were living such a good life and you fucked it up. Just, again, a gun, having a fucking gun in the car makes it easy for you to be like, bah.
Threaten people. You just want to threaten people and you think you got power just because you got the gun.
Exactly. And, you're having all this fun and just because you let your emotions out and you got too drunk. And that's why I'm kind of done with all that shit, right? Like, that's why I'm glad, right, to be in this kind of situation because I see all those things and I tell myself like that's not the type of shit I want to do, right? These people get put in these situations, they make money so fast that they don't know how to deal with it and they act like how they used to act.
Yeah, or they just show how they really are. They just show that they just fuck boys and assholes. Yeah, same thing for me is Elon. I can't stand him, bro. But I feel like he just wants people to like him, but it's like he always does shit. It's like kind of like a face palm. Like, bro, what the fuck are you doing? Come on.
Was he also most hated?
I think so. The whole buying Twitter, then fucking it up, and now I think he had put a poll up saying if he wants somebody else to take over Twitter, and everybody was like, yeah. Then he's talking about fucking. He's like, we want to revote. Yeah, he's like, bro, shut the fuck up.
You don't want to give it up.
And then of course our favorite Kanye, he come out saying all the anti-Semitic shit and praising Hitler, and it's like, come on, man. Like I said, I probably have been one of the biggest Kanye fans all my life, but it's just enough's enough at some point. It's like, all right, bro, like I get it, but sometimes you just gotta,
keep it to yourself.
Keep it to yourself, bro. You don't have to go out and let everybody know your thoughts every single time.
It's crazy how even whenever he was on the Alex Jones,
yeah, he had him sweating. Reserved. He had him sweating. Like, what the hell?
He's like, oh no, come on, no. I don't like Hitler. Like this guy.
Also, one of the most hated people. I still put him. He probably still on that list too.
Oh yeah, he
Alex
had
Jones.
that case. He had that. He has to pay what millions, a billion or some shit. That was a whole move on his part. Doing that to people.
I think if he didn't do that, he would have still been fine. He could have still been saying some wild shit, doing his wild ass rants, talking about gay frogs and shit. But
he should have just dropped it. Like, I don't know, bro. Just said whatever that documentary was really opened my eyes to how stupid people can be sometimes, and they're like, "Oh, because you don't want to speak the truth." It's like you don't even know if that's the truth or not. You're just going.
Well, it's something that they probably just believe. They believe in a conspiracy, and then they hear somebody somebody that's kind of popular, quote unquote, and they have a platform and reiterate it. Then they're like, "Oh, see, he's saying it." So
I could say it too. Yeah,
it's the same thing with the Kanye thing. It's like, maybe a lot of people don't like Kanye to begin with, but they're like, "Oh, well, he's saying it," so now a lot of other people show their anti-Semitism too. If that's a word.
They switched it up to I think people used to say Hitler wasn't wrong, and they switched it up to Kanye wasn't wrong or some shit like that.
I had seen the top 10 list of like the most hated people of all time, and fucking Hitler was number 5 on that list, and they had Jesus as like number 1.
What's there was a study done a while back where two people having a conversation for like 2 hours, at least once Hitler is going to be mentioned.
For real?
Just crazy, yeah. So it just shows to the extent that he's vilified, justified.
Which is kind of crazy because even this year I learned of his dog's name, which I didn't think I would ever know. He had a dog named Blondie, but apparently Hitler had a dog named Blondie.
He was all over the place. They got videos of him being off the Zoinkies or some shit. He was on something, just being fucked up at the Olympics. Joe Rogan was talking about.
For real? He was drunk?
He was all fucking just. He's like on some weird ass shit. He's just shaking, his eyes wide open, licking his lips. The fuck drug is that?
Would you ever consider taking steroids?
I've considered it, yeah.
For real?
Yeah. I've thought about it. But not for. Well, I guess muscle gains too, but they have a cream that you can. It's like a cream that helps somehow.
Really?
And it helps your skin. I think it's called
not cortisone.
Am I tripping? It's not, right? What is it?
Cortisone's like maybe it is a steroid. I don't know, but cortisone's like for I guess when you get bit by something. It's like for ant bites, insect bites and shit.
I think it is one of those cortisoids or quarter something. Because it helps. I forgot what it was, but it helped, and I wanted to try that. Not inject it. I can never inject anything into myself. Fuck that.
I was looking into a lot of people kind of shitting on the Liver King. And if you don't know who the Liver King is, he's that big swole motherfucker that just talk about he just eats nothing but
livers,
like raw animals.
And he's natural.
But then Joe Rogan kind of exposed him talking about that's steroids. Well, I don't know if it was Joe Rogan, but he got exposed for just taking a bunch of steroids.
I thought Joe was like on his camp being like, he was like, "Oh, you see this? You've seen this guy? He's livers. Look at how jacked he is."
But
I thought it was somebody else that exposed.
Maybe somebody. I think that's where I heard it from.
Somebody on his show, I think, was like, "Nah,
he's on steroids." Then he started getting on Joe Rogan started getting on the Rock about it. He's like, he got to be on steroids too.
Yeah.
I mean, the Rock is jacked, so
yeah,
I wouldn't doubt it, man.
You're doing movies, you're trying to get buff real quick, yeah, and you staying that big. come on, there's something going on.
Another thing for me, another big thing this year for me, because I watch wrestling from time to time. Or I just keep up with it. I don't really watch it. I listen to a bunch of Jim Cornette podcasts and they review it. But the Vince McMahon situation, I never thought he would step down from his position until he probably died. I thought that was he would have to be dead to get out of that position, but he had all those sexual misconduct cases and shit. People coming out saying that he paid the lawyer to sleep with him and a bunch of shit. But now he's trying to get it. He's trying to get back in there because he's like he took the wrong advice. He's like he shouldn't have listened to people tell him to step down. He probably shouldn't have stepped down. But
hell no. Triple H needs to pedigree his ass if he tries to step in there.
Now somebody need to hit him in the head with the fucking chair one more time, bro. Just scramble his brains one more fucking time.
What is that with the contract matches that they used to have?
Yeah.
He beat his ass, you can never come back.
But
he don't need to come back.
They all had their last match. He had his. He was at WrestleMania. He had a match there. Same thing with Stone Cold. Away from the ring for 19 years. He had a big match at WrestleMania.
With what's his name?
Kevin Owens.
Yeah,
they had a match in Dallas, so I think it was cool. See Stone Cold one more time in the ring. Stunner a couple people.
Stone Cold. No JR?
No JR. JR is
Stone Cold.
He's with
the AEW.
Their rival company. But yeah. Honestly for me, like I said, the year for me was kind of a hectic year towards the end, but overall, it is what it is. That's life for you. Like you said, it throws you for a loop sometimes. So
yeah. And
I try to just I just dove big into a bunch of entertainment to keep my mind occupied. Did some therapy. Didn't really watch too many movies this year. I don't feel like.
Yeah, it was nothing that really grabbed my attention as far as movies, right?
That's a lie. Did Spider-Man come out this year? Probably was last year. I watched a bunch of the Marvel movies. That was pretty much it.
Oh, you know what came out this year? I think Doctor Strange came out this year.
Doctor Strange, yeah. Which a lot of people hated on all the Marvel movies. I feel like a lot of people said Spider-Man wasn't that great. After retrospect, after a couple months after the hype died down, a lot of people said they didn't like Doctor Strange either. But I thought they were pretty cool movies. That's pretty much. I didn't watch. Like I said, I haven't watched a lot of movies. I haven't watched a lot of shows either. I've just been kind of watching. I just kind of been on Twitter, looking at all the ignorant internet shit and fucking Young Thug and shit get arrested with Gunna.
Oh, yeah.
Now everybody making fun of Gunna, calling him Gunna Tell because he been like everybody been snitching, quote unquote. But
Amber Heard was this year, right?
Amber Heard and Johnny Depp was this year.
She's another most hated, right?
There's a lot of celebrities in court, which is kind of crazy this year. Which I guess maybe it's every year, but it's like it kind of been, I guess, because social media. But it was just kind of like on a grander stage where everybody just looking at these court cases in depth and just watching and trying to get the verdict themselves.
Hollywood, bro. Hollywood's being exposed.
Yeah.
Hollywood is just all over the place right now. They're finally forced to take accountability for their actions. And it's a good thing to see, right?
I'm glad that Johnny Depp case went the way it went. Even though, I still think he's a little bit guilty himself. But
he did
something wrong, right? But it's like for her to come out and accuse him of a bunch of shit like that.
But you know what? I wish I would have met Johnny Depp. Bro, that motherfucker was giving people a free suite to stay, or like part of his suite, because he owned the whole top of wherever he was staying, which includes like all those rooms that are up there.
Oh, so it would just be like, so somebody can stay here, you can stay
here. Yeah, bro. Cool. He was like that one guy that went up there. He was like a painter or some shit, and Johnny Depp was like, you can stay in there, you paint, do whatever you want. Just because he fucked with
I would think that if I had that much money, if I was like a billionaire and I had a just expendable amount of fucking cash, I would definitely help a lot of people, even just strangers. I'd just find a fucking random bum on the street and just be like, bro, here, take this.
For sure.
I'll get you a car, bro. I'll get you somewhere to stay. Even if it's not a best place, I'll get you a fucking little RV or something. Just take care of it,
van,
bro.
Huh? So you could just have your little living quarters in there. That's right. It makes sense. Yeah.
We need more people like that, more thoughtful people in the world,
I think it's kind of getting there. It's been, there's been a lot of people that have made viral status, especially on TikTok, by giving money away. Now, it kind of sucks that they're using that as, I'm
Way to
gonna
go
give you
viral.
some money, but at the same time, it is kind of helping. So Mr. Beast is also.
Yeah, that
I
dude.
think
right
he
there,
set
bro.
off. He set that whole thing off, just giving money for no reason. Like, damn, you gonna give me this money for no reason? Okay.
I would love to be in one of those little games he set up. Those little shows he set up. It was like, oh, who can stay in this fucking house the longest? Like, bro, that's easy.
For real.
Sleep all day.
Bro, I've been doing that 2 years now. Yeah, anybody else is most hated? Sneeko a little bit, but
Oh, yeah,
other
the
people,
Fresh
I
and Fit
think
guys.
he might have fell off a little bit.
Yeah,
Not fell
I would
off,
say academics. A lot of people hate fucking
but-
academics.
You think they hate him?
Yeah, he got the little baby beef. Where little baby was talking about
Oh.
he'll touch him, and fucking academic. I love academics. He's very funny, bro. He's over here talking about
Touch him.
what type of way he gonna touch me?
He's stupid. He had they had a little discourse with Hassan over the Tory Lanez thing.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and then academics brought in Fresh and Fit, and they started going at it too. And then at the end, it just became this whole thing. It's kind of funny when you watch it.
The whole song was there too.
Yeah,
Okay.
Hassan was there, and then Fresh and Fit at the end once they finished, talking about the whole court thing.
Yeah.
Fresh started calling out Hassan like, "Man, you scared to debate us," and then they going back and forth. And academics over here trying to egg shit on like Hassan, I wouldn't leave if somebody told me that. I wouldn't leave. And Hassan was like, I see what you're trying to do, man. You're trying to keep me here. Yeah, he's funny, bro. Academics
Yeah, I
is
think
funny.
it's very entertaining. People,
I don't take none of this shit. Well, like I take it serious, but I'm not like super invested. I think that's how you're supposed to see his content.
Yeah.
Cause he's very light with it, right? He says some heavy shit every now and then, but most of his content is very light. Like, you know what I mean? Like lighthearted, right? Like he's not being like super fucking political about shit. Not he's not into politics, but you know what I mean? Like he's not being very. He's just being lighthearted. He's making little jokes.
He's just being straight up entertainment.
Yeah,
He's like
straight up
entertainment
entertainment.
journalism kind of.
Exactly.
Because he does like that whenever rest in peace Takeoff, whenever he got murdered. We were watching his live streams then of him just trying to. He was like literally trying to go in and getting videos. And he's like, everybody find this person, everybody find that person, and
I want to see who he sleeps with. I was like, damn.
he was just finding. He was trying to get to the bottom of it, but
Yeah.
at the same time, he kept it real entertainment. It was like hard not to watch anything else at that time for me besides just him doing that stuff. So
Exactly. Yeah, I don't. That's why I can't see that people actually hate him, but I see that the little baby thing he
I think
did.
people just hate him because he kind of comes off as a troll too sometimes.
Yeah, that's true.
Or they're just like, you're not from the streets or you're not in the streets, so you don't know what the hell you're talking about. But I don't know. I don't validate that type of stuff either. But people like, oh, because you're not out in the streets, you don't know what you're talking about. So you don't have to be out. I don't feel like you need to be in the streets to really speak on stuff in the streets.
Understand the culture.
It's like the same thing with the snitching thing. It's like, yo, I'm not. If I was to get in some shit,
Snitching.
and not necessarily that I'm snitching, but it's like if I know I'm in it, then I'm in it. But it's like if I just grit drug in some shit and I seen some people do some shit, it's like, yeah, I'm gonna be that motherfucker pointing in court like, yeah, it was him, bro. Like, the fuck, I didn't do that shit. And if they come kill me or whatever, then that's on them. It looks even more suspicious on them. But
Exactly.
to each their own, bro. I do believe snitches get stitches, but it's like only if you're in that lifestyle. Like if you join the gang, you're in a mob or whatever the fuck, and you're over here pointing
that's
fingers
right,
at all
yeah.
the people. It's like, bro, you know what you got yourself into. So
Yeah, like I got no affiliation with you. What the fuck do I gotta follow that shit? That's y'all shit.
don't claim to be a gangster or a thug.
Nah.
I'm not in the streets, so
Yeah, I don't involve me with none of that shit. How about well, we kind of talked about it, right? How about the most liked people this year? People like Mr. Beast, I guess, right? It was kind of like gets a little flack here and there, but for the
Kai
most
Cent,
part,
I know a lot of
Kai
people don't know
Cenat is
him, but
doing
I
his
know he
thing.
fucking blew up. He was like the most watched person on,
Or he had like the biggest following on Twitch or something like
Yeah,
that.
yeah. He really blew up. I think he's got the most subscribers right now.
Yeah, there you go. He had the most subs. He had a good year. Y'all probably don't know who these people are. These are just, he's a streamer. Same thing with Mr. Beast. He's just a popular YouTuber making videos.
Do you think, for the most part, Pete Davidson, has he been the most hated this year or the most
Maybe the most polarizing.
Okay.
Because I said, this same thing with Pete Davidson. I think the whole Pete Davidson thing just blew up because Kim and Kanye, and then Kanye had beef with him and just kept talking shit. So maybe people felt a little sympathetic. In my list, he'll be one of the most hated people because I still.
Who, Pete? Looking sickly.
Yeah, looking sickly, bro. Somebody said it looks like he's, got some type of disease. Like, what the hell? Why does he look like that?
I think Jeff Frost in that roast, he was like, because you know his background, right? His dad died during 9/11. And I think it was Jack Ross. There might have been one of the other ones in that roast. So he's like, why does Pete Davidson look like he just walked out of Ground Zero?
And he does, bro. That's a fucked up joke, but he does. He looked like he just came right out of a fucking burning building and held all the smoke and shit. Like, damn.
Oh, man. Who was most liked this year? Who did some good things?
I don't know, bro. I don't like a lot of people, so for me that's a hard list to be like one of the most liked people. I'm like thinking on it. I'm like,
it's crazy, right? That we don't like. We know we knew like a big ass list of the most hated, but it's hard to pinpoint the most.
A very small list of the most liked people because it's like a lot of people are assholes.
You know who I would shout out, and I keep seeing on Facebook. He's rocking it on Facebook. I don't know about Twitter, but on Facebook, DDP.
DDP?
He does a lot of shit, bro. Yeah.
If you don't know who DDP is, kind of an old school wrestler. Used to be WCW, but he's big into rehabilitating
yoga.
A bunch of wrestlers who have like, I guess, just a bunch of back problems and stuff. Or just problems in general. He helped them go and get in therapy. It's yoga, but I feel like it's also kind of like therapy, kind of like rehab in a way. He tries to help people who are like these wrestlers that have really bad like painkiller addictions or just addictions in general. He tries to help them the best he can to get off that shit. Because a lot of wrestlers, they have addictions because not PTSD, but maybe CTE. They used to get hit in the head a lot. Yeah, they got a lot of head trauma. They used to get hit in the head a lot, or taking a lot of just shots to the head with chairs, all type of DDTs and fucking pile drivers. That shit, it adds up. I know people, you look at wrestling and people, it's scripted, it's fake or whatever, but I always say like that shit takes a toll. It can take a toll on your body, bro.
Oh yeah,
and we see it, especially people that are into wrestling. You see it with these wrestlers. So
yeah,
shout out to DDP.
The high impact sport, man. It does damage.
Yeah, especially if like I watched the wrestler Big E with the New Day. He got his neck broken this year.
Damn.
Some dude dropped him on his neck. I think he tried to do not a suplex. Maybe it was he tried to do a power bomb, but he couldn't get him up.
Shit.
Big E's he's a big dude, probably like 340 pounds. So he couldn't get him up, and he just dropped him right on his head. Boom.
That had happened before, right? To somebody.
That happened a couple times to a bunch of people.
Yeah,
man.
it does. Right? It does happen very often.
A lot of wrestlers got their necks broken, especially AEW. Same thing. People just inexperienced or green, if you want to call it that, and they're not executing the moves right. And the lightest move can mess somebody up. It can be a simple move. Somebody could just do a clothesline and break somebody's nose.
Yeah. Yeah. That's what I would say. DDP for doing this thing.
There's more people for sure. We just don't, like I say, I feel like we're kind of on that negative side sometimes. So we be looking at all the assholes. We're into the assholic people kind of. So
yeah, I'm really trying to think, bro, but I can't. I'm trying to think of anything like somebody that has helped out a lot. Pretty sure somebody has a list out there, but yeah.
I would say Akon, but I don't even know if what he was doing is.
I mean, he does do a lot for over there in Africa and just helping the community and giving them jobs. But he's been on there, right? So I don't think. I mean, it's special, right? But it's not anything unique to this year.
Right.
It's something he's been doing. Yeah, it's pretty hard.
It's a very short list for us, man.
How about what else? Video game wise, Elden Ring.
Elden
Do you
Ring would
consider
probably
that-
be the game of the year for me, and I haven't even played it in months, and I didn't
It's-
even beat it, but
Oh, for real?
nah, I stopped that thing. I got to the last boss, and I was like, fuck this shit. I'm about to break my head over it, but I spent a good 130 hours with that game, and I enjoyed every bit of it. I ain't gonna lie. I enjoyed every single bit of it.
Yeah.
Even though it was very frustrating, but Elden Ring, probably one of my favorite games of the year. That's about it, honestly.
Call of Duty came out.
Call of Duty came out, of course. It comes out every year, but it's the same old Call of Duty. I play it. I pick it up from time to time and just get in there, knock some heads in, but it's nothing different. If you play one Call of Duty, you play them all.
Yeah, that's true. I really like how they improved a lot of the graphics and the engine and everything that they did with that. It definitely looks
Yeah, they
Smooth.
definitely. That's why I think they're still the best shooter. They have a lot of shooters now. You got your Apexes and your Fortnites and all that, but I think Call of Duty is still the most consistent when it comes to, if you just want to play a game that feels good and smooth and you feel like you're actually shooting your targets, Call of Duty would be that game in my opinion.
A lot of people were contesting God of War Ragnarok, but I haven't played it. I don't know anything about it, so I can't really.
I never could get into God of War.
Oh yeah,
I always
you told
felt
me you
like
never played
Kratos
it,
was,
Or you played.
I played the PSP ones back in the day. You know, of course, I tried 3 and here and there. Like I played it for a bit, but I never like played those games to completion. I just always felt like Kratos was a one-note character. It never was interesting to me, and
Just,
maybe the story is
yeah.
good. Like everybody told me that the story is great, but I just look at it and I'm like,
It's really just the cinematics that were awesome, amazing. Like, but the story isn't super unique or interesting.
well, that's
to
what I
be
think
honest.
people now are saying that the new one, because now he's a dad.
Yeah, it's actual story driven. Yeah.
Dad, and he's trying to raise his son, and it's with I forget the.
Ragnarok, that sounds like some Greek.
They have Thor in there, so what would that be?
Yeah, it's Greek, Norse mythology.
there you
Yeah,
go.
I don't know those characters though.
So yeah, if you have PlayStation, I would definitely suggest those. Hopefully you can find one. I don't think it'll be that hard to find them now, but like internet is kind of hard to find those consoles. Even though I went to GameStop before Christmas and the dude was on the phone with somebody, he was like, "Yeah, we have about 8 consoles in the back right now, and if you want to find it, you can find it."
What's the
Shout out to the gamers.
what's the console of the year? You think?
PlayStation all the way.
PS5.
Xbox has not, and I'm not even gonna put PC in there, but Xbox.
Well, let's say if we do though, if we do put PC,
I still say PlayStation.
PlayStation.
PlayStation still has like all the exclusives. I feel like you still get. I mean, PC has their stuff, but I wouldn't know. I don't play on PC like that, but PlayStation has the Final Fantasy that everybody want to play. They have the God of War. They have the Horizons, and so like Xbox, they promise a bunch of shit, but it's like they haven't showed nothing yet. They're getting Sony's been blocking them because they tried to buy out Activision, which is like one of the biggest publishers. They produce so many fucking games, from your Overwatch to Call of Duty, Diablo, all that stuff. And so you got Sony over here, and I think also Google or Android. Maybe it's Google, but they're both trying to stop Xbox from purchasing Activision because they're like, well, that's gonna be like a monopoly. They're gonna take like one of the most important games and just put it on their platform. But I don't know. I think Sony's just been a bunch of hypocrites because they got a bunch of exclusives. But
Sony,
they're over here saying basically they don't care about anything but Call of Duty. That's what Sony's saying. They're like, we just want to make sure we can keep Call of Duty coming out on our system because it's the reason that people go and buy consoles and they play with their. Well, now it don't even matter who you play with. You can play with anybody on any console. But
wasn't Once Upon a Time GTA a Sony exclusive, or am I tripping?
no, they were supposed to come out. Rockstar, they were partnered with them. I think they were just partnered with Rockstar.
It was coming out like a week earlier.
Yeah, you're getting all the
right?
exclusive content every month and all type of stuff. All the ads were just strictly PlayStation ads when they showed Grand Theft Auto.
Okay.
So I don't think Rockstar. I don't think they would sell because they're with 2K. So I don't think 2K would sell that to anybody because it's just a like Grand Theft Auto itself is a juggernaut. Yeah.
Yep.
Even when the leaks happened, people were just looking at all the leaks for GTA 6, and it's like this looks better than a bunch of games that are out right now.
Oh man, GTA 6 is gonna be wild.
It's gonna be crazy.
It better be.
You get a female protagonist. A lot of people have been saying they're going woke for that, but it's like that's different. That's different for Grand Theft Auto. It's always been a male, so it'll be different to see things from not to see things from a female perspective, but just for them to put things in the like for you to play as a female in that world it's gonna be cool as the main character. And of course, they like to do a bunch of satire, so it's gonna be real funny to see what the fuck they do.
I bet you're gonna have like an Andrew Tate character.
Oh yeah, especially now it's like they're gonna have so much shit with all this shit going on. They're gonna have a Kanye West type of character. They're gonna have an Elon Musk type of character. They're gonna have a Trump type of character. They're gonna have all this shit. It's gonna be real cool to see. I don't think they're going woke, but there's a lot of people were saying, "Oh, they're gonna go woke," but I hate that term too. It's like, what the hell does that even mean?
I was gonna say social media of the year, but I think we know the winner of that.
What's that?
That'd be Twitter.
You
right?
think so? I would say for me personally, it would be Reddit. I just enjoy Reddit, but I don't know if that's considered even a social media platform. But in a way, it has to be, right? Because it's media, it's social. So.
Yeah, it is.
Twitter's just
it's more like a forum, but it's social media too.
Twitter's just more like a fucking. I don't know. Twitter's just a fucking hellscape. It's just so much bullshit going on Twitter. It's just like, yo, what the hell? So much random shit. So much just, I don't even know. But Facebook's the worst. I just got on Facebook not too long ago and I saw a dude recording a woman in her car changing clothes. And it's like, bro, what the hell is this? This is weird. This is very weird. So that's another thing I've been learning is like not that it sucks to be a woman, but I understand sometimes the shit y'all gotta put up with. Some girl was telling me that a lot of her life where she used to stay at, she was running from fucking dudes trying to chase her down, holler at her. It's just like, yo, I'm just trying to live my life and I got the fucking apartment manager running around asking me for my number. Like, yo.
Yeah, it does. But honestly, if I'm be real, I think it's more of a pretty thing, to be honest, right? If you're not to say that if you're an ugly woman, nobody's gonna talk to you, but it's not gonna be that often. But if you're like a pretty woman and even a pretty man, it's like everybody wants to talk to you, bro. And I don't know how.
But just like come with some respect instead of like she was telling me that this guy at a concert was like, oh, well, if you don't want to come back to my house with me, at least go in the restroom and suck my dick. It's like, yo, what the fuck? That is foul, bro.
Damn.
That's foul.
Yeah, there's guys out there that are a little bit too upfront. But see, I don't want to defend them, but that's the thing. Like, girls say that, just be upfront with me. That's a guy. That's a guy literally being upfront. So I don't know. I don't want to say she can't be too mad about it, but
no, that's offensive. That can be taken. That's offensive as fuck. It's like, yo, at least have some type of respect for me as a person. Like,
no, that's true. Yeah, that makes sense. It's just crazy. I can't. That's why, I understand the red pill thing, and I get it. But there's situations where I'm like, okay, you don't have to be that fucking masculine. Like, calm the fuck down, bro. Like, who are you trying to impress being that super masculine?
Other dudes. That's my whole thing. It's like, yo, I feel like a lot of dudes that's that masculine, that alpha that's like super macho is like, they're just doing that to impress other dudes, in my opinion. But I don't know. Maybe I'm just a simp.
Yeah, I don't know. We're too respectful, bro.
Yeah, I have too much respect for people.
They consider us betas for being respectful, but it's like, this just a human thing, isn't it? Like, we're supposed to just respect each other. I can't look down at
women like that and just be like, oh, you're an object and I'm gonna treat you like shit because I think I'm the shit. But I don't know. I don't know if that's how red pill is, even though you say that I do cross that border, but maybe I do. I am not gonna sit here in front. Like there are things where I do agree with, but there's a lot of things that I disagree with. Like I said, purple pill all the way.
Purple pill.
Codeine pill with promethazine.
Yeah. What else? What else can we do? A year in review. What do you think about the progress so far that we've made?
I think we got better. It's just the same thing over time. It's just of course we're still trying to grow in general, but it's barely what year we're going on year 2.
Yeah.
Year 3.
Second year.
Second full year.
Yeah. We're going on year 3. Yeah.
Year 3.
Yeah, because we started 2020.
We're still babies, but I think that we've been getting better with it. Literally, we can, like you were saying last week, I don't think we came in with a topic at all, but we just kind of, me and Alex just kind of whimmed it on some 420 fucking smoking Christmas tree shit and just talked about weed for a whole hour and a half maybe, but
on some Joe Rogan.
It was cool. I think we're getting better to just talking here and feeling comfortable with ourselves and not feeling like we gotta censor ourselves or hide something or not divulge all the way on something. But I don't know. I think it just comes with time and progress. We're definitely getting better with it. And if we had more funding behind what we do, I think it would be 20 times better. But, we're just doing this shit with what we got and trying to do it our best. I know we made a lot of promises and we probably don't stick to them sometimes, but I'm not going to sit here and say it's not coming. It's just
going to take time.
It just takes time, and we have our own personal lives to all deal with separately. So it's kind of hard to link up and do the things that we actually want to do. But I think in due time, it'll all come together. How we really want it to come. The vision will be there. There's a vision, but it's just we're not able to execute it the way we want to.
Yeah, once we get the ability to dedicate all our time to this because of funding or, maybe we hit a badass sponsor or something, right? Then I think we'll be able to bring more of that fire, We'll be able to do more with it.
Yeah.
We'll be able to come in. I mean, if this becomes the job, then, it could be a fucking 2 times a week thing or more.
2 times a week thing, live streams, all type of things, little videos here and there on YouTube. I think, like you say, it's a time thing. It's because it's not a source of incomes. It's more of a hobby. So.
Yep. But luckily this hobby is like giving us some skills, right?
Yeah.
We're learning about it. We're learning, even with the marketing, like, let's talk about this, let's talk about that, and this is how we should, portray ourselves, and this is what we should. So we're learning, definitely, and we're taking a slower approach on purpose because, we don't want to just fucking start throwing everything out there and then
get burnt out on it or something like that.
Yeah, it's like that thing we were talking about where it's kind of dangerous to set a goal for yourself because if you don't achieve it, then you kind of shit on yourself a little bit, like, damn, I didn't achieve that goal. I suck, and it just makes you put yourself down more.
Trying to make things happen more organically than anything.
Exactly. So, yeah, I'm right there with you.
That's Alex. Like I said, I didn't mean to just blast one out before the year end without him. Would have loved to have his opinion on some of these things.
What's crazy is that this kind of, at this point, is tradition.
Exactly.
Because last year we did the same thing. But he's doing his thing. He's working. We'll get him on here.
Yeah, we'll be back.
We can.
Hopefully we get we know Steezy been wanting to come on here too, so we're gonna have Steezy back on here soon enough.
Yeah.
Just gotta find a time that everybody's here to able to have some work and link up at the same time.
Yeah. I've been trying to find interviewees, people that are like at a lower level, because obviously, unless we get really lucky, we're not going to be having no fucking celebrity up in here yet. Unless, because I have hit up some celebrities. I'm not going to be, I'm shooting, I'm shooting my shot,
Okay,
And I'm not talking about like super A-list celebrities, and not to put them down, but I look for who can be most accessible possibly.
Right.
Right. And I just go for it. Maybe, this is a person that maybe.
Yeah, even if you want to compare and chop it up with us, bro, just hit us up. We can always make it possible.
Yeah.
Just let us know. We would love to have anybody that want to come talk to us on here. Shout out to all y'all that been listening all year round.
I think y'all need to realize that if for some reason, because I know some people like, I don't, I wouldn't want to get on there, but there's some people that are like, they think about it like, man, I would, but it's not as
nerve-wracking.
Yeah, it's not as nerve-wracking as you think it is. It's really not. It feels that way at first, but
yeah, once you sit down and you realize you're just talking to your homies or some just people that you want to sit down and talk to, is you just take away the whole you're talking to an audience perspective thing.
Exactly.
It's just like, oh, we're just here talking. So
yeah, this was crazy to me because I remember when we started and how I felt like eyes were on me, even though it's a podcast. It always just feels like somebody's listening.
Damn, what if they hear me say that? And it's like, at this point, I'm just like, whatever. If they hear me say it, fuck it. You can address me about it at some other point. It's all good.
Then I get I mean, first of all, I'm a very anxious person to begin with, but I got that thing too where I don't like, just like everybody, right? Nobody likes their voice, but I realize that my voice is a little different. Sometimes I sound very like nervous or shaky, but it's just how my voice has always been for some reason. I get it from my mom. I think she has the same type of voice. Maybe it's from anxiety, but I'm not anxious all the fucking time.
Right.
So I think it's just, I don't even want to say a condition. I'm just naturally like this. And I know that's how it is because I've had people, even before doing podcasts would be like, "Are you okay? Are you crying?" And I'm like, "What? No, I'm not crying. What are you talking about?" But yeah, I do. It's such a weird thing. And I remember I would try to look on YouTube on how to fix it. I can't fix it. It's just how my voice is. And, it's one of those things that you have to accept yourself for who you are. Right?
Yeah, definitely. No, I was the same way. Kind of like you said, nervous a little bit. But like I said, I just kind of, at this point, I'm just like, whatever. We're going to talk about what we talk about. And I'm going to just be as honest and truthful as I can. Fuck it.
Yeah.
Sit here and hide anything or be shy if this is what we're doing.
Yeah, that's true. I think that's one thing that we kind of learned this year also, because we were trying to take a safe route, but with everything that's been going on online and the things people have said, I'm like, we don't necessarily have to take the safe route anymore. We can basically speak our mind. Like, of course, there's shit that we can't just say, but
yeah, we're not gonna be assholes or rude about shit.
Yeah,
racist dickhead about shit or asshole. But if there's some shit that I don't like, I'm gonna speak up about it. That's it.
Yeah.
And whether you care or not, it's whatever. This is our form of therapy in a way. We like to get here and just sit here and talk, link up. It's a hobby at this point. So
yeah, for sure. What else? Anything else on something we can make a list about?
I don't really have nothing. I was just gonna, like I said, just more of appreciation. Thank you to everybody that's been listening. We appreciate y'all. We see that y'all are listening. We're a lot of people's top that do listen to us. We're y'all's top podcast, so we do appreciate y'all sitting here and spending all these fucking hours with us, because this adds up throughout the year. It accumulates. And like I said, we appreciate y'all. Hope y'all stick with us a whole nother year. And hopefully we can, bring some insight and some better content for you guys. We're going to do our best to do that. Yeah, man.
Much as you can. No, we still got some time, but if you want to finish it off,
we can chop it up about whatever. It don't matter. We were looking at this crazy video you were just showing me that you said you were watching on Christmas of some dude murdering his neighbors.
Yeah.
They're bugging them.
Happened last year. Damn, I kind of want to play that video. Not this. Well, yeah, even the other one's gory. The one with the burns, but it's it sounds pretty bad. We're not gonna put it on the podcast.
I've been kind of going through this. There's somebody on Facebook that just started following me, but I don't even know, dude. Literally, I'm just gonna read a post that this person just put. This is an hour ago. They say, "I'll pick my nose for my boys on camera, but why are we so nosy if me and Justin ain't even allowed to talk, or me and Lawrence?" This person just sits here and I don't know. Like they say a bunch of shit that I'm just like, what the hell they're talking about? I spent the whole night yesterday just scrolling through their Facebook, and I don't even know. I'm like, is this person being held captive or something? Because it's kind of scary, the shit they be posting. They talk about being sex trafficked and somebody stealing their identity and somebody using their dead relatives' Facebook and stuff like that. And I don't know, man. Facebook's a weird thing. It's a weird place now.
Yeah, it got real. It went real south for some reason out of nowhere. It became like a place for, like, you know, people our age, 30-somethings. And then it started becoming like this place for a lot of videos and comedy-centric shit. And now I'm just seeing a lot of gore. Maybe it's just my feed, but I see a lot of gore and I just see random shit when I get on Facebook, to be honest.
Yeah, it's so fucking random. Like I don't get how the algorithm works on that.
There was a while where literally almost every other post was like Jesus. It's like, don't ignore this if you love Jesus. And every other post I would scroll, and now I have not seen that shit once. Now what I am getting a lot is the motivational shit I've been talking about, like not even the manifesting shit. I keep getting that a lot, where it's like, I bet you if I open it up right now, it's gonna be like the change that you've been wanting is coming soon type of shit. I'm like, damn, all right. So I don't know if it's like reading my mind or something. Man.
Or maybe the algorithm is just working way too strong. That's the problem with
Pray the truth. Oh, he took him to court or what? He got sucker punch.
Trey and his cousin Zero. Their lifelong beef, bro.
Some of my cousins, bro, always fight. For real. Who's Goku? Who's Vegeta?
I would say Trey would be Goku because I feel like he's more well known. He does a lot of community service and stuff like that. That would probably be one of the good people, even though I don't know what he did this year, but he does a lot of community service.
Do. Yeah, they do. They do a lot. You're right. That is one. Shout out to Houston.
Somebody was shitting on 50 Cent stuff too, because he does like a toy drive here. And they're like, oh, we went there last year. They were reading reviews on it. It was like the feast. They're like, we went there last year, and they're like, the food sucked, the toys suck. It's not even worth going to. And it's like a donation thing. So it's like, what the fuck? Like, how you gonna sit here and shit on somebody that's doing something good? They're like, 50 should never even brought his money down here. Like, bro, y'all some fucking asshole, ungrateful assholes.
Find anything, right? What the fuck is this?
The dog eating or saving a duck. But yeah, man.
Facebook.
A lot of people find a lot of shit to just talk shit about, even though it's not even worth talking shit about. Or you shit on something that people are trying to do good, and it's like people just shit on it, and it's like, why, bro? Why shit on it? Somebody's trying to do good here. Why would you even go if you don't agree with the toy drive? Why the fuck would you even go to it?
Yeah, people, especially with social media, they always find out. You know, they always figure out a way to speak on something. God damn. Ooh. Watching fights.
There's a lot of stuff I be watching.
You've seen this year?
The handicapped dude.
Which one was
the guy
that?
with no legs.
Oh, he won
a UFC fight.
Right?
Nah, I didn't see that one, but it's a UFC fight.
That's right.
With a dude with no legs.
Yeah,
he dude with legs.
Yeah.
And it's like, yo.
Nah, it makes sense though, because people that are handicapped with that wheelchair, they got strength, bro. Especially if you don't have nobody pushing you, go up them ramps. They motherfuckers are strong.
Strength. Nah, that happened to me in elementary school. Some handicapped girl, she had like, I don't know what she had, but she had like little legs. They were just crossed all the time, and she fucking punched the shit out of me in the chest. I was like, God damn, that shit hurt.
Oh damn, I need this.
Then they got the Ed, Edd n Eddy complete series Blu-ray box set.
Yeah, I need this, bro.
It looks tight.
Fucking love it. That was the first cartoon on Cartoon Network I ever watched. When we got to the apartment, I mean, the first cartoon I ever watched was something on PBS. It had to be. Nah, hell no. That came way I didn't like Caillou, bro. Even
Was it?
I must have been like what? Like we must have been like 10, 11 when Caillou was coming around. And even at that age, I was like, "What the fuck is wrong with this kid, bro? He's crying all the time." Like literally just crying, bro. Even his little sister.
Oh man, Caillou's scary, bro. Apparently he's supposed to be like 11 feet tall.
God damn.
That's a scary toddler.
It was you remember the little bears that used to come on PBS?
Little Bear? The bear scene?
It was Little Bear, right? Yeah. Because it wasn't the bear scene, it was Little Bear.
It's just like he had like a goose as a friend and an owl and all that shit.
Yeah.
Little
That's
Bear.
the name of the show, right? Little Bear. So that's the first cartoon in my memory that I ever watched. Because we only had an antenna, that, shout out to PBS. They're free,
Bear.
giving us education. But then whenever we went to the apartment, they had free cable. And I remember I was just going through the channels looking, and obviously Cartoon Network caught my attention, and it was Ed, Edd n Eddy. And I want to say they had a marathon because I remember that it was like a Saturday. I remember that whole day I was sitting there just watching all of Ed, Edd n Eddy.
It definitely is a classic. It'd be top. I'm gonna put that in my top 3 of all time. That fucking Boondocks came way later, but I know it's probably considered more of an anime than a cartoon. But love me some Boondocks. I still watch that till today.
Shout out to Adult Swim, bro, for because that's what Boondocks was on, right? Adult Swim. I remember Samurai Champloo, Cowboy Bebop, all these animes that were super.
Yeah, shout out to Adult Swim. I was even watching that last night, just watching King of the Hill. I'm like, man. And they put it best. They're like, I forgot exactly what they said, but it was like Adult Swim is here to like pretty much be background noise for you to do the shit you don't want to do. But even like then, I do sit there and watch what the fuck they have on. It'd be some Odd Belongs or whatever the fuck, the Ooh Belongs, whatever the fuck that show is called, with the same thing as like a kid with no legs. It's like a family or a mom with no legs.
The
and
oblongs.
Shit.
They live like in the where the sewers drains or some shit.
Fucking home movies.
This fucking show was crazy.
Used to watch home movies back in the day.
Oh my god, it was an awesome show.
Fucking damn, what else they had? Aqua Teen. Shout out to Aqua Teen.
That's my favorite.
I love Aqua Teen.
Adult Swim. That show is a shit, bro. And if you are watching it in the background, you're not really paying attention to it. What's funny about those shows is that you'll hear something random and you're like, what the fuck are they talking about? And it's like, oh shit. So it brings you in sometimes. Like, what the fuck was he even saying
and then
right
even
now?
Shit that I'm just like, you'll just wake up in the middle of the night maybe and it's on and you'll see some shit like Tim and Eric and you're like, what the fuck?
Oh my god, that shit scared me, bro. When I first seen it, I was like, what the fuck am I looking at? It was like I was having a fever dream.
Exactly. That's the best way to describe it.
The face and oh man, that shit was creepy. Crazy ass show.
But yeah, shout out to Cartoon Network and Adult Swim. I think a lot of people were saying RIP to Cartoon Network officially this year, I think.
Oh, did they cancel?
It's not that it's canceled, but I think they're not making any shows under that banner. It's still Cartoon Network, but I don't think that it's the production studio or anything.
They
like
changed to Cartoonito or some shit. Cartoonito. I was looking at, I go visit my kid every weekend, and I was looking for, because I think HBO Max has it, and it's under Cartoonito now. Like I don't know if it's Spanish or what the fuck they're trying to do there. So yeah, I think Cartoon Network is over, and they just, for some reason, they call it Cartoonito.
So yeah. Shout out to the good old cartoons back in the day. Even Nickelodeon had some good ones. We had the Angry Beavers, Rocko's Modern Life.
Kablam, my favorite.
Oh, bro, Kablam. I used to love Kablam. Anything that came, any of the little shorts they had on Kablam. Awesome.
The caveman with the fucking alien.
Yeah.
That shit was so weird. And then obviously the Action Heroes Now.
Yeah, Action League Now.
That shit was badass, bro. And I can't believe that wasn't.
Like its own show.
It felt like its own show, but it would only be like what little 5-minute things.
Straight up 5 minutes.
What the fuck? If it was a full show, it would be funny. We doing stupid shit, getting run over, and you just see that toy just the leg coming off.
Fucking Melt Man and all type of dumb shit.
Yeah, the melted head. Oh man.
But
Good times,
shout
good
out to all the
times.
good cartoons. See, Alex, he was saying that it's not good to reminisce. It's fun to reminisce sometimes, bro.
And reminisce over you. The money is coming, the new home is coming, the new job is coming. Every time I see it, for some reason, the Stitch one too is what.
I don't know what Stitch, bro.
I don't know what this. I am not a Stitch lover. I don't know why I'm even getting suggested, bro. The fuck? Fight the gray. The fuck? Oh my god. But yeah, pretty much it, right?
Yeah, that's pretty much it. Let's get a quote ready, bro. There's always some dumbass TikTok or some bitch at McDonald's dancing. Exactly, that's me, bro. Like, come on, I just want to order my fucking food. Apparently, they're changing Hooters. Rip to Hooters.
Bro,
because they did a poll that it's like, oh, apparently millennials aren't into boobs, so maybe they'll switch to fucking donkers or something.
They gotta make it more. I mean, if they want to keep up with the times, right? Because they don't have to. But my suggestion is, because you see, this is a problem with TikTok, right? You get what's it called? Desensitized.
Yeah, it's like
to ass and
everybody
titty.
just want to see thick women, some short shorts, some booties popping out.
So why? So why? When you go to Hooters, like, I get it, right? That attire back in the day was like, oh shit, but now it's like.
I think that's why they tried to switch the attire, because girls are like, basically they're wearing thongs now. They had like the super short shorts,
Oh,
but
they
then
did
a bunch
change
of girls are like, nah, I don't feel comfortable wearing these shorts.
Yeah, then that's gonna happen. I don't know. I think Hooters is at a lose-lose. Because
they have too much competition.
Yeah, the competition caught up and passed them. So
like motherfuckers, especially down here, either motherfuckers going to Ojos or fucking shows.
Yeah, I don't think you can save it, but that's just me. I'm not no business savvy motherfucker. So, but I honestly never liked Hooters. The food, even remember what I was telling you last time, like you don't get the attention, but whenever we go to somewhere like Bombshells, except for when it's real packed, but you remember that one time we got, like, for some reason we just get attention, bro. Like, and it sounds weird, but sometimes what a man just wants a little attention, right?
He just wants somewhere to go away and have a conversation.
Yeah, it's as simple as that. At Hooters, it just felt, to me, it always felt like just business. I was like, okay. But whenever I go to Bombshells, and it's always like very friendly. It doesn't feel like what do you want?
Like she's there to do her job, pretty much.
No, yeah. Usually most of the times they open up like
they sit down.
One time we went, it's so surprising, right? How opened up she got with us for no reason.
Telling her, not her life story, but she was just divulging more than she had to with us.
Yeah, she was like, "This is what I'm trying to do. This is what I want to do," and we're like, "Yeah, go ahead. I mean, you're young. Chase your dreams." The perfect time, because once you get older, you start worrying about different shit, and those dreams just start, disappearing slowly but surely. I keep getting this random shit.
Got one more question before we, I guess.
Yeah, we got time.
If you could do your whole childhood again, would you?
Oh, that was one of the ones we were gonna talk about, right? What? That's a tough one, because
maybe we can save it for when we get Alex on. That's just something that popped in my head right now.
Yeah,
you're talking about enjoy your, you're young, so enjoy that while you can. And every time I be hanging out with a lot of kids lately. That probably sound a little fucked up, but I just be telling them, like, yo, enjoy, like, don't grow up fast, bro. Just enjoy being fucking young right now.
Bro, I remember hearing that quote, and that quote is so true, and I wish young people would listen when somebody says that. But
It gets real fast.
Yeah,
sooner than you want it to.
So it's like whenever you're young, you want to grow up so quick, but whenever you're grown up, you wish you were still young.
Like I should enjoy those years while I had to. I shouldn't have rushed my childhood or rushed to do shit that was unnecessary.
And that's why I understand when people come from tough childhoods, it does make you, even if the parent kind of neglects that, right? They're like, no, what do you mean? You grew up well. There's energies, right? And kids are so smart and they pick up on these energies. Sometimes it forces them to grow up, right? To grow out of their kid shell.
Yeah.
And it stunts you, bro. It like really fucks you over and you feel pressure to do this and you develop anxieties and you develop stresses for no reason. And you're like, I want to grow up fast. So I get it that there's situations that you put in where you just can't help it. But especially when you're like in your 19s and 20s, at that point, you're on your own and you can help it, right? I'm not saying that you're still a kid when you're that age, but you're still young. And it's definitely something that you should consider and you should, in a way, appreciate every day that you're young and you're able to do so much with your life at that point.
Right.
Even us, we're still young, but it feels a little different at 30.
Yeah,
definitely. It really does, but we're still young. We still got a lot of time in our fucking... there's a lot of people that have built careers at 30 years old, so...
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of what my dad was telling me. He's like, I didn't get my career started till 30, so...
It gives us hope. But if you appreciate your younger years, it feels a lot better, right? Oh, shit. Down west.
Oh, damn, he just passed away. Rest in peace.
Yeah. That's what I would say to the young generation out there. Anybody that's young listening right now with this new year coming up, appreciate your young years. Learn as much as you can and study, right? That's one thing I would have changed. But I mean, I'm talking about like, man, that's not me being a child at that point, but I would have definitely studied something, bro. Because I would have been done right now and I would have had that job right now. Yeah. But I put it off.
Yeah, don't let nobody fucking steer you away from what the fuck you really want to be either. Like, no matter what they say that's expensive or this or that, it's like, yo, that shit, just go and do what you want to do. Don't let nobody tell you that it's not worth it or it's pointless or it's stupid, because that's what you want to do and that's what's going to make you happy in the end. So follow your dreams straight up. I know it sounds cheesy, but do that.
Yeah. So before this ends, once again, I'm going to hit y'all with the last quote of the year. And it's by somebody that's unknown. And they say, every year you make a resolution to change yourself. This year, make a resolution to be yourself.
Hell yeah. That's real as fuck. Shout out to
be
Unknown.
Yourself. Shout out to Unknown. Be yourself.
That's the best you can be, dog.
Yeah. Still work on yourself. That doesn't mean, if you're doing some stupid shit, that they keep doing that. Just work on yourself, but be yourself about it, right? And yeah.
Shout out to y'all, whoever's listening. Appreciate y'all once again, for real. Love you guys, and hope you guys come and spend another year with us. The State of Obscurity.
Have a happy New Year. Don't drink and drive. Be safe out there. What's that? Think you best me. Oh, it's Loco.
Oh.
Yeah, don't drink and drive. Be safe out there. Don't shoot no guns in there.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. Peace.
Peace out.
What was it? 20. There you go. What you gonna do?